Welcome back to Mountain Connections. It is our Health and Wellness Thursday, and I asked the good people from Trail Talk to come in and give us some ideas on how we can talk to our kids about scary current events. Allison Page and Tanner Taggart are here, both from Trail Talk. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Now, Allison, we've had you on before. Welcome back. But Tanner, this is the first time here.
Yes. Yep.
How long have you been with Trail Talk?
I've been with them just for a few months, actually, but it's been so fun. And
we've actually known each other for years before he went back to grad school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are you from? Where did you go to school? What's your history?
So I grew up in Morgan, not too far from here, and I did graduate school all the way in Wisconsin, and it was good to get out and learn a little bit about all different parts and different walks of life, and so it was a fun experience.
Yeah, so he came home with a wife and a baby.
Yep.
And a degree
as
a marriage family therapist. So he's got quite a history of knowing how to living in a family, large family. He grew up with a large family, so he can tell you more about that.
Yeah.
How large of a family? Now I'm curious.
So I'm the youngest of 6 kids, and yeah, it's fun to be the youngest. People say you're spoiled and things like that, and yeah, that is partially true. I think so, but also you get to learn from other people's mistakes. You got to watch your siblings and see what not to do and what to do. So
that
fun.
Modeling is that critical to what we're going to talk about.
And do you find that experience of being in a large family, being at the little caboose at the end, helpful as you work with other people with their family issues as a marriage and family therapist?
Yeah, I think so. I think that you no matter what you do, you take from your own experiences and you try to apply them and help other people navigate and learn from what you've learned. So yeah, I think definitely it has been a positive thing to draw on.
Well, definitely an asset for the Trail Talk community. Before we dig into the topic of the day, Allison, just give us an overview for people who aren't familiar with Trail Talk. What's your philosophy with therapy?
Well, I've been in Park City for almost 30 years. I'm from back east originally, so when I came out to Utah, I just fell in love with the mountains and the dry climate and the sun. And so being in Park City for that long, I really understand what it's like to raise or rear children in a entitled community. I came from poverty actually and went off to college and educated myself a couple of times through the years. And so being in Park City, I recognized how difficult it is to parent in general and then to impart your worldviews and your core values to your children in a community that might have different worldviews and such. And so over the years when my kids went off to college, I realized I wanted to become a therapist. I was already a pediatric nurse practitioner since '87. And so when I went back to grad school, I was pretty stressed out, and I was thinking, man, I've never been this stressed out besides being a parent, and I went out hiking, and as I was out hiking with my dog, I'm like, oh my God, this is such therapy for me, and a light bulb went on and went ding, 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 ding. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do this with my clients. So my last year in grad school, the second time around as a psychiatric nurse practitioner, I went back and looked up walk and talk therapy and started trademarking Trail Talk and realized that we all need emotional care. And in a community like this, we have very high performing people, very, very competent professionally and academically and athletically. At the same time, we're not lending parity to our emotional selves. And so I say that we fall in and out of mental wellness. We're not mentally ill. We, just like having a virus, I go to the doctor, I may need care, doesn't mean I'm terminally ill, but I do need some intervention. Same thing with our emotional wellness. When we have life events like Tanner, he had a baby, went to grad school. These are all life events, and during those times, we fall in and out of mental wellness. And so Trail Talk calls these walk and talks emotional tune-ups.
Which I really appreciate that philosophy, because taking care of your mental health, there has been traditionally a little bit of a stigma with that, and that absolutely shouldn't be. It's just part of our overall health and wellness. and it's a very integral part, honestly.
Yeah, and one thing I say, so my whole nursing career has been in the nonprofit world. This is my first for-profit venture, and being in Park City, I was really interested in providing a service, and so I call us active functional folks the unidentified disenfranchised. They're people that don't feel like they're sick enough, they don't deserve, I should be able to pull myself up by my bootstraps, and unfortunately that's not true. Our relationships fall apart. Our children, we don't have a chance to talk to our children about hard stuff because we don't know how to talk about it with our spouses or partners. So I just find that there's a segment of the population that appear very functional, very healthy, that need mental health care services.
Absolutely. And as we talk about our children, really I'm curious, based on different events that have come to pass. Most recently, I had kind of a hard discussion in my home with my daughter about what does this mean? What does this mean for my life? Are we at war? What is happening? And there's a lot of scary current events. So how do you be honest, but also not instill fear in your child? And of course, it depends on their age. But what can we do as parents to just help navigate this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that that has impacted so many people and so many kids in a positive way is making sure that parents are comfortable talking about those things, right? Not being super anxious themselves, because that's going to bleed on to everyone around you, right? If you're in a big frantic panic and you have this young child looking at you as stability and their foundation, if it's in a whirlwind, then they're going to be in a whirlwind. So trying to stay calm in those things and really being gracious and thankful that they do feel comfortable coming and asking you these questions, rather than withdrawing and trying to figure it out on their own, and maybe going to a place where it's not safe and not going to be a good source of information.
Yeah, so it goes way back from how you establish your relationship. An anxious mommy is going to have an anxious baby, and a child looks to the parent, both parents, as their secure base. So we model self-regulating. So if I get scared and I'm going to say to my kids, this is a scary time. At the same time, know that I'm going to do anything I can to keep you safe. And so you come to me, but these are scary times, and what we have to do is understand that these things happen, bad things happen. We don't often know why. Just know that you can come to me and talk, because if they don't come to you, they're going to go to their peers. And so as parents, we have to establish boundaries around our family and how we choose to raise our kids. How you raise your kids or rear your kids, how you do, we're all very different. There's no one way to do it. And every kid has a different temperament. So what you tell one child may be a little different developmentally too. The less is better. So if you have a little child and they ask you, Mom, how are babies made? You're like, okay, let's sit down and talk the birds. No, it's like, no, you keep it very simple based on their developmental age. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. So
Yeah.
as parents, we need to make sure that we are taking care of our own mental health,
Yes.
that our anxiety is at bay.
Yeah.
If not, we recommend getting an emotional tune-up.
Yeah.
And then we're in a place where we can talk to our children based on their age and their understanding about what is happening in a way that will help reassure them and
Yeah.
really your entire family.
Yeah.
This is really
Yeah.
good information. Thanks to both of you for
Yeah.
explaining it.
Being emotionally grounded is hard. Parenting, nobody tells us these cute little babies grow up and they're really hard to take care of. And it's a difficult job, probably the hardest one we'll ever do. And there's no one way to do it. Every child is a different temperament, so it's going to be different styles. And it's really important, like you said, is you got to maintain your emotional groundedness, which means slow down, take care of yourself. And it's not just exercise more. It's about learning how to be mindful, practicing meditation, spending time laughing with your children, and really getting involved in their lives. Be the driver, listen to them, know what they're listening to for music, invite kids over, create a family that it's kind of fun to be hanging with mom and dad.
Absolutely. Well, this has been such great information. If someone's interested in continuing the conversation, where can we get more information about Trail Talk?
Our website, trailtalk.com. And on that website, we have phone numbers. We have locations in Provo, Heber, Park City, Salt Lake City, and soon Aspen.
Oh, exciting. Well, thanks so much, Tanner and Allison, for being here today
Thank you.
and helping us negotiate these tricky waters and really helping encourage us to improve our mental health.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, check out Trail Talk. Find out some great ways to help with your emotional health and wellness, and also good idea to help talk with your children and check in with your emotional health before you do that. We have more coming up right after this. Thanks for watching.